Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 19 Quarterfinals. Today, we're taking a look at, well, it was supposed to be the Lion Tamers, but apparently Rauk has the name of that team and didn't give it to anybody. So right now, they're the Godlike Max, the Gotham team, taking on Cirque de SoGay, also known as Pitching Tents, the Cryptic team. Given how just one day ago, we casted the Gotham versus Luth game, I'm guessing we could probably guess who won. With me here today, well, last time we had President John F. Kennedy, so I guess this time we're going to have a different president of the United States, Lotus. What's going on, Lotus?
Hey, I'm back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, not a second non-consecutive term.
Oh yeah, but we're
Lotus,
gonna win. Okay.
Lotus or POTUS once again.
Radiant team back. Seconds remaining.
I just realized, did I start screen sharing?
No.
No, I didn't. Whoops. That's embarrassing. Okay, you watched the game by doing this.
Radiant team back.
Do you guys say as God intended while you kill the enemy? It's a good question. I would.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team back.
I'll withhold my opinion for respect to this stream.
There we go. Whenever I get a kill, I say just as the haunted mist foretold.
5 seconds remaining.
Space Cowboy, go on.
I usually press the pause button when I get a kill,
There we go.
and I usually say something like,
Pizza.
good try, little bro."
You pause the game and then you say BRB pizza,
Or I usually say I'm lagging.
and then you actually do call Pizza Hut, get a pizza, and eat the whole thing before you come back to the game.
Hey, if they're willing to pause, that works.
That's very appropriate considering we have games and pizza in chat.
10
By the way, could you
seconds
do me a super solid and keep an eye on the chat while we're in game?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I can do that.
There we go.
You have to,
Radiant team pick.
I do have to you can't deny
Yeah.
that.
Dire team
Yeah.
back.
there's a lot you need to do.
Oh, that's funny. We got the instant Dawnbreaker pick countered by the instant Nyx Assassin pick.
I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean, Sinchwitch? You were here!
Well, I closed it, okay? I'm too lazy to find it again.
Dire team back. Radiant team back.
You're
There
not
we
paying
go.
me for this, so you
That's
gotta
true.
make it up somehow, you know?
Well, you're not paying me either. I'm not getting any money.
I'm trying to make a good impression, so I might actually get drafted next season.
There we go. I thought you were about to say I'm trying to make a good impression, so I might get
10
dressed.
seconds remaining.
You know, just in case
No.
that'll help the general
5
impression.
seconds remaining.
I only play finals with no clothes on.
There we go.
It's a good mental image out there for anybody who knows me.
Dawnbreaker, Nyx Assassin. It's a classic counter, and it's a little stronger again now after the patch. Let Nyx
I mean,
get
if you
farmed.
pick
True.
Nyx in LD2L, there's already a problem.
It's true. Now this hero's actually got like a pretty. I don't know if Nyx has lost a game this season. It's been picked pretty
Radiant
frequently.
team pick.
I know Gotham, I know Police, I know Cryptic.
Well, Cryptic isn't going to be able to play Nyx Assassin, unfortunately. He happens to be on the other team this time.
Yeah, I mean, but he does play so bad sometimes that
10
you might think
seconds remaining.
he's
Dire
actually on the
team
opposite team.
I see.
You never know. It's LD2L. I've seen it.
Nyx Witch Doctor, an interesting combo. I can't decide if they have a lot of stun or if they don't. It's two very unreliable sources of CC. Would be nice to get at least one more reliable
10
one
seconds
somewhere in the
remaining.
rest of the trio. I think if they do that, they're going to be fine.
I
Can't
think
be.
Witch
5
Doctor,
seconds remaining.
top tier LD2L pick.
I think he's very strong in conjunction with a Nyx Assassin. You know, in like a team fight, both heroes can commit pretty minimally, get a lot done. You know, you get the Maledict out, and then you get the Neek's ult onto the Maledicted target, and that guy is basically gonna die. Virtually no matter what, no matter how tanky they are or aren't, no matter how good or bad the Neeks and the Witch Doctor are doing, that's pretty much always gonna get a kill, barring, I guess, BKB.
I mean, I'm interested to see if Dark Willow actually knows what they're doing. If they're fast enough to react to the Nyx. So
It's
they
going to
don't
be
instantly die.
it's going to be probably Cryptic on the Willow, I'm guessing. So that should help tend your judgment here.
Yeah. Well, my hopes have been damaged a little bit, but that's okay.
You'll live. They banned out the Jakira, they know that's annoying right now. They banned out the Oracle, that's smart against the Cryptic team. I generally like the Gotham team's bans, I think they're kind of aimed true. Centaur Warrunner.
I don't like that pick. That's crazy. Centaur Dawnbringer just feels terrible.
Yeah, it's a very
10 seconds
poor
remaining.
lane.
Radiant team picked.
I guess the idea is that you have Dawnbreaker initiate on like somebody scouting and then use the Centaur ult to get everybody there. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
The Axe pick doesn't make any sense either. You got two slow attackers in
10
Centaur and
seconds
Dawnbringer.
remaining.
You're not gonna kill either of them.
5 seconds
This
remaining.
is a misdraft right here.
It's
Scrap it.
it's weird on both sides. I think both sides are being very. I think both sides are really probably picking around what they think the other P1s are going to be. Broadly, I think that's what we're seeing here.
I definitely think the Underlord pick would have been pretty solid here for Radiant.
Sven, are you kidding me?
Picking this,
They picked Sven and they're gonna win.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I think the Gotham team bans are pretty good. I think the Cryptic team bans are more
10
comfort.
seconds remaining.
I'm still not a believer in the first phase Lifestealer. I don't really think you
5
can get away with
seconds
that.
remaining.
Why would you ban Night Stalker if you're gonna pick Centaur Dawnbringer?
What a good question.
Neither of those heroes care about getting silenced too much. I mean, they're gonna be able to outlast the silence.
Well, neither of those two heroes are like my top 3 heroes right at the start. True. Neither of those two heroes are going to be like scared just for different ways. Like the Centaur Warrunner really cares about like a few seconds in a team fight. That's all he cares about. And if Night Stalker comes and tries to get his ass afterwards, it's not going to be pretty. Dark Willow is at least hopefully not going to be positioning, and nor is Dawnbreaker going to be positioning in such a way that he's going to be able to be in their faces particularly often. I mean, I guess if you like misplay it and things go horribly wrong, then he can be really bad for those two heroes, but otherwise, I don't know. I think that's just they have been playing Night Stalker, we must ban the Night Stalker type moment.
Yeah, this is something. I don't know.
A little whack on both sides. At least, like I don't like this Fen basically ever, but at least it's something you can throw on top of an axe call that gets multiple people. Just a big reliable stun. Night Stalker counters all my favorite heroes, that's why we banned him. Well, critical, I keep calling you that. Cryptic, you're not going to get any of your favorite heroes this game. They're all gone. And there's Gyrocopter. This is nuts.
This draft is crazy. This is
the strangest set of... No, this is not the strangest set of 2 drafts this season. It's been a weird season for drafts, but this is not cool right now.
So what? We kill Gyrocopter and win the game. So that's what this is going to be. The 40 minutes of that.
Maybe. Gyro into Axe is very brave play. Gyro into the Nyx Assassin, very brave play.
I mean, even Sven gets on top of him. He's having a bad time unless it's hyper late.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, it is going to be Krem Gyrocopter. Krem is a very good creep hitter. Well, I mean, I guess it might... There's a non-zero chance this is actually a mid-Gyrocopter. They're going to have something else P1.
I am a fan of the mid Gyrocopter. As a sandbagged, supposedly, allegedly, sandbagged LD2L former player, I did win finals with
remaining.
the gyrocopter mid.
Well, in the pool, maybe trying to win quarterfinals of the gyrocopter mid. Did you ever play much with In the Pool back when he was in the pool?
Yeah, I can't remember if he played in the season I played or not. I mean, it was a rough environment.
Dire
Lots
team
of tempers
battle.
flared. Lots of
It's a
Herald
rough
players
environment.
got
There
upset.
was like a lot of broken windows. There was somebody sprayed graffiti on the back of Buttery Greg's head, and that was before he was even the main admin.
Yeah, some pretty nasty things were said about me, and I don't forgive them.
10 seconds remaining.
Some pretty nasty things were said. You started crying, clutching your teddy
5
bear in the
seconds
corner of the
remaining.
room.
And I beat him anyway, and I posted flame blogs the whole season. So
There you go.
For any of you watching, there's two ways to go about this. If I play next
Dire
season,
team pick.
we can go the nice way or we can go the not nice way. And the choice is yours. I'm going to win either way. So,
Games and Pizza says Dire has the more steady draft, I think. Radiant seems like they will hunt and kill. I would agree with that. The thing is, though, I do think that the Radiant is better at hunting and killing than the Dire is
10
at being
seconds
steady, I
remaining.
think.
Team pick.
Ember Spirit
uh,
and Axe, okay.
just throw the towel. Just
Ember Spirit into Axe, Ember Spirit into the Nyx Assassin Carapace. Like, two supports he's not really going to be able to easily
10
kill on the back
seconds
line.
remaining.
I guess
there's no disruption.
in modern Dota 2, okay, there's a Phoenix. In modern Dota 2, I guess you are going to have pretty frequently, dang, Huskar ban, true. You're going to pretty frequently have, like, the first item Orchid on the mids, so I guess that will be a little bad for the Nyx Assassin Witch Doctor, unless they get something to do about it, which Witch Doctor easily can. Nyx probably doesn't really want to do that, but he definitely can pick up, like, Lotus or something and be okay. Hey, that's you!
That's me.
But the Ember Spirit, it's hard to see what exactly, like, who he picks in the fight. It feels like they've got a very cohesive, even if it's a very unorthodox, I'm still not the biggest fan of it, draft on the Gotham team. They have a very obvious way they want to do fights. They want to get big calls and multi-spin stuns and Witch Doctor stuns. They want to get all this crap out around the sun in every fight. Unlike when we saw this in semis, I do think they have a good lineup for doing that. Like, they can get a lot of lockdown. I was calling for, like, okay, yeah, one more direct stun. Like, how about the call and then the big ass Sven stun, and then the Phoenix, like, sun explosion. I got a lot of CC. What is going on with the Centaur set? He wants to take up more polygons.
Here's the thing, right? If I'm Dire, I don't know how we're going to win the game. Where is the disruption needed to lock down this gyrocopter?
If you're Dire, you don't know how you're going to win because you need to lock down the gyrocopter. He's going to be a liability. The Dire must strap him down.
There's no way. There's no way for this Radiant team, or there's no way for this Dire team to reliably defend
Prepare for
this
battle.
gyrocopter.
Yeah. I guess it's just like they want to just have big uninitiates. They have the Dark Willow who can drop mines all on the field. You have the Centaur ult. You have the Dawnbreaker who's going to be able to ult on top of people's head and is probably not going to be in the middle of fights. So they do have a lot of disengage. The gyrocopter is likely enough. If everybody is going to drop on top of the gyrocopter's head, he's going to be able to right-click Fountain and probably get there. Downside is, what happens in the fights where everyone is not just immediately jumping on the gyrocopter? What happens in the fights that start with Nyx Assassin finding the Dawnbreaker in the back of the line
30
and raking her in
seconds
the
to
back? Or, God forbid, what happens in the fights that start out with, the Centaur getting poked by the Nyx with a Maledict on top of his head already, and then the Witch Doctor hits R? You know what I mean? What happens in those fights? I don't know what happens then. It's not really the
I've already
gyrocopter's...
lost more hope.
I don't know if it's the gyrocopter's ability as himself to survive fights and disengage. I think gyrocopter is going to be able to be just fine on that front. I just don't think he's going to be able to 1v5, and I worry for everybody else. And I really
I'm telling
worry.
you right now, gyrocopter feeds this game. before I don't even know what's going on, but judging from these starting items, blades of attack out the gate, 8 deaths at least. Lotus
Here's hoping.
prediction locked in.
Here's hoping. We're going to see 8 deaths on the gyrocopter this game. I mean, yeah, I don't like this. Like, this is they pick Neeks first, and this is like a outside of the Centaur. The Centaur's pretty good into it. I don't like any of these guys into the Neeks. Like, it's going to annihilate both members of the support line. It's like really bad for Dawn. Worse now for Dawn than it was last patch. It's pretty bad for the Ember if he finds Ember in the jungle, and Ember does not have an active remnant. That Ember is likely going to die, and there's a decent chance he dies even if he does have a remnant, if things go well enough for the guy. But it is Gotham on the Nick, so you never know. That's my flame. Shout out to Gotham. And the gyrocopter, yeah, every time they find the gyrocopter in the jungle, they're going to, at minimum, have to pop the Dawn and Centaur ults to keep him from instantly popping like a... Oh.
I mean, this is just bad play out the gate. This gyrocopter doesn't want to be alone 1v1 versus the Axe. It's just going to be an annoyance for him.
Well, he's not going to be because the guy he's laning with is the one who got the first blood.
I mean, this is absurd. If I'm the gyrocopter, I'm flaming. We're already complaining right now. We need to get some pulls going.
That's true. If I'm the gyrocopter, I cannot tell you how mad I am that my Dawnbreaker just got first blood and then reduced Axe's health to nothing. I am furious. Steam is blowing out my ears and you can hear the cartoon whistle. Either way, with all that being said, I believe it is now time for the best part of the entire cast, the roll call. So, on the Lion Tamers, the Gotham team, pause 1, you have on the Sven. Pause 2, you have Godlike Matt on the Rip Axe. Let's watch that before this happens. Okay, this is just Axe is going to underestimate the fire from the Dawnbreaker, and Gyrocopter is just going to come eat him. Anyway, pause 2, you have the Godlike Matt on the Phoenix. Not having a very good trade here right now. He's pretty low. Pause 3, you've got... where is he? Where is he? Pause 3, you've got Couplis on the Axe. Pause 4, you've got Gotham, captain of the team, on the Neeks Assassin. And pause 5, you've got Peaches on the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, on the Cirque SoGay, pause 1, you have Krem on the Gyrocopter, who's about to get stunned here. Pause 2, you've got In the Pool on the Ember Spirit. Pause 3, you've got... not him. Pause 3, you've got Tristero on the Centaur. Pause 4, you've got Cryptic, captain of the team, on the Dark Willow here, who is going to die. Basically, inevitably, yep. Captain of the team, Cryptic on the Dark Willow, who is going to die inevitably, and in fact does. No, Tristero, don't give him the free banner creep. And pause 5, you've got Space Cowboy on the Dead Dawnbreaker. It's looking pretty bad. A lot of damage trying to secure this Lotus. Does not even get it. And I think maybe, oh. I was about to say, questionable decision to just stand by the Lotus while Axe gets it, but there's a good reason he does that, as it turns out.
I mean, I'm really disappointed to see that there's been no harass hardly on this gyrocopter. You're going to let him get away with one single tango. That's crazy.
Oh. That was weird, just like, oh, no. God damn it. Okay, Space Cowboy's not back yet. Okay, that would do it. Yeah, guys, stop being killed by the Dawnbreaker and get that gyrocopter already.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
This is a pretty nasty looking Maledict. Love's gonna try and pursue this to the finish, and he's actually gonna get it too.
I mean,
Awesome start for Love.
Tower, Centaur, what are you doing? Level 3?
Awesome start for La. 2-0.
CS difference in mid also pretty notable. Surprised to see
Yeah.
the Phoenix doing as well as he is.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just strong right now, but At least as a lame bully type hero. But the yeah, the mid difference. It looked when I last looked here. I was looking at Phoenix with like nothing in the tank, struggling, and now it's like the other way around. Axe getting a little messed up over here.
I see a lot of damage going on to the Dawnbreaker, and I don't understand what the thought behind that is. You're just allowing the Gyrocopter to play the game he wants to play. If you put the pressure on the Gyrocopter here, Dawnbreaker
Then
can't do it
Dawnbreaker
alone
just
through the
cuts you
wall.
in half and kills you, as we've
Dire's
seen.
middle tower
It's kind of the unfortunate situation.
I don't see it happening at level 3.
Well, you in fact do see it happening quite literally, as she's already done that. Gyrocopter is
Because the
going to.
Gyrocopter has too much room. He runs up and gets exactly what he wants.
Gyrocopter gets to, as you said, he gets to run up. He gets exactly what he wants. They're having big problems. Well, they're going to have less big problems now because Dawnbreaker's out of mana and has nothing queued to do anything about
Dire's
that. But
middle tower is under
having
attack.
big problems with this Dawnbreaker is basically 1v2ing this lane at this point. You know, this axe has died twice, and both times it's been at her hands. This Nyx has died once, and it's been at her hands. They keep just getting bashed around. The Q off of the Dawnbreaker in particular is just doing nasty things for both of them. I noticed neither of these guys has a stick or a wand, even though these are two very spammy heroes. That is probably at least a part of it.
I mean, there should be no reason why Dawnbringer ever gets the Q off that she wants. We have the Q from the Nyx. You got the Carapace. There should be answers to these things, but just not seeing effective use of them. And I don't think stacking camps. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're forfeiting the lane at this point. Just let Gyrocopter do what he wants.
Yeah, it's going to be really embarrassing when, due to making these mistakes, the Gotham team sadly loses in this match.
I mean, you didn't have to spoil it for me, but
Oh, sorry.
I understand.
It's okay. I wasn't thinking.
Radiant's top tower
What do you mean Patience died? What happened here? Let's take a look at this. Goes from 100 to 0. Gets caught in the, okay, yeah, there just gets caught in the Dawn Willow, the Dark Willow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Mine, just one step onto one of those stuns did that much. But the Centaur looking a little dead. So that's totally fine.
Yeah, Sven's gonna appreciate this. Just go back to farming. Seems like both pause ones here just getting to play the game they want to play, minimal pressure. I'm really confused as to why there's not been a single roam. I mean, if I'm the Witch Doctor, I take the gate, get a good initiation on the Dawnbringer or the Gyro. I mean, one Maledict on the Gyro and any follow-up damage, he's gonna die.
Lotus, you want me to tell you why Witch Doctor didn't rotate to top after that encounter?
Why is that?
Dire's
Because he
middle
was
tower
dead.
is under attack.
He was dead when you're talking about
Listen,
that.
I mean, everything in general, okay? At some
There we
point,
go.
that should cross your mind.
I thought you were the president. Hold on
Well,
now.
I don't want to speak for.
Are you the
for
command?
former
You
presidents.
could just say that you're the commander in chief. There we go. That's a nice equitable solution.
I'd rather not be affiliated with politics at this point.
It's too late. We already had Lotus for POTUS.
I served my time.
You served your time like you were in jail.
LD2L could
Oh.
be seen by some as some form of jail.
It was a good
I mean,
like
this is crazy.
start on the Gyrocopter there, but again just took a bath. I think underestimating the Dawnbreaker Q, not the Q, the W, the DPS and the W. Kind of
What
taking a
level
bath the
is
fire
Zach
trail.
in that fight there.
He's level
He doesn't
5.
even have ult. There's no point. There's literally no world in which you kill Gyrocopter there.
Certainly not without the Nyx assassin who had rotated mid to secure a rune for the Phoenix, which I believe might not have been communicated. It certainly didn't seem like Axe was expecting no follow-up.
Once again, going on the Dawnbringer here. Why are we focusing Please, look at this Gyrocopter. He's free to do as he... It just makes no sense.
Oh, it was pretty bad for
Red
the
leg here.
Phoenix. Yeah, he's dead. Where'd Oh, he was dead. That's where he went.
Absolutely sloppy play here.
Yeah, it's gonna cost him really big. I don't know. It's
I
hard,
mean,
having a
these
hard time seeing this
rotations,
team moving forward.
you focus the pause one. You don't focus the tanky Dawnbringer. You just don't do it.
I mean, I think that at this point they're kind of in between a rock and a hard place because it's like, I think it really just okay. Dawnbreaker's going to be ulting on top of this. A little
Uh,
late though.
I mean, no
Certainly
kill
at this
potential there.
juncture, even with more people, it's like if you go on the gyrocopter at this point when Dawnbreaker is like 5-1, Dawnbreaker kills everybody.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
mean,
other option. The time, unfortunately, to focus more on the gyrocopter was at this point 5 minutes ago.
you've certainly narrowed the window, and that goes. I mean, once again, back to the no stick in lane, crazy play, and you know the Knicks just sitting there duking it out with the Dawnbringer. Level
They're
one.
they're hammering. They're going like crazy trying to get this Phoenix here. Getting a lot of people in. The Phoenix is going to die, but not before both the Ember Spirit and the Dark Willow die. And for the first time, it really looks like, yep, gyrocopter in this unsafe position,
I mean,
going
you look how
down.
fast he dies, even at this point. It just getting that initial damage out really
It's
can
true.
change these fights. I feel like I don't.
It sounds like what you're really saying is that you would have rather switched to the supports.
I mean, I think you'd definitely be able to more successfully pressure the gyrocopter. I just would have liked to see a roam or two. I think any roam or two going through the gate against someone who dies from any damage, especially like a Maledict, that's a nice solid
Goodness.
kill for Cryptic there. And the tip to come out. Follow. Nice toxic play.
It's true. I mean, Copless was one of the guys who absolutely lost his mind in League Cat earlier, so there's that.
Uh, I was just memeing. I really didn't catch any of the drama there. It seems
Oh
like people
yeah,
don't
this
like
team is
Matt.
like Drama City, USA.
Dyer's
This
middle tower
guy,
is
you
under
see this guy, he's not the biggest fan of this guy, and the feeling appears to be very mutual. Or rather, I think this guy is not the biggest fan of the other guy, and the feeling is mutual. But either way, kind of an awkwardly timed Centaur ult. That actually still got in the pool. He's gonna die!
is under attack.
They get him from downtown. They do lose Sven behind the tower when that's going on, though.
You know, I've not seen much pressure out onto these safe lane towers. Another thing that I feel like, you know, is vitally important early on. You want to look to take those safe lane towers around 15 minutes. And something like roams from these supports, I feel like could really accomplish that.
It's true. I really hate how here at 11 minutes they haven't hit those 50-minute towers yet. Cryptic just barely gonna get away with 10 H. Never mind. Cryptic just barely gonna die.
Yeah. Cryptic trying to be a hero, trying to 1v5.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Free power play here.
Radiant's
Should
top
look to
is
take this top tower for the
Dyer's
Radiant.
middle tower
No, they're gonna try to defend bottom tower is what they're gonna do. Going to come in on the Centaur and the Ember Spirit and mostly lose the Phoenix. They're going to get rid of the Dawnbreaker here, which is what they really want. That's going to enable them to actually do things. Maybe a slightly mistimed use of the old... Oh, they
I
don't
can't
know.
support hunting down
They
the
don't
Ember
know.
here.
Neek's Assassin behind the lines here. Coming in with the Witch Doctor. And the pools... In the pools. Oh my god, no, the vision! He lost the vision! That's so sad.
Whoa. I mean,
Just
look at all
barely
this
getting away with the Ember Spirit.
Radiant's top tower.
Two
you
for
don't
one
have to breed
trades.
these kills.
2 for 1 trade. 782 gold passes in the hands of the Radiant. 399 into the hands of the Dire.
You are most gracious.
You are most gracious. Guy like Matt is... Oh my god, just barely living that. Got his Radiance queued up. It'll be up really soon, actually. It's probably like a 15-minute or so Radiance. Witch Doctors floating 1,462 gold. Saving for buyback.
Solid play. Typical LD2L fashion.
Oof. Gyrocopter has his Crystallis as a Falcon Blade, which I always talk about being associated with wanting to do aggressive early game plays in LD2L. I think this is probably no exception. Got his Ags queued up already, going for that very quickly. I don't know. I haven't seen Gyrocopter as a core long enough. I don't know what you do on this guy right now. I don't know if this is
hero's
or not.
not good. The hero's in a bad spot. Don't see much play on it in the higher leagues for sure. But it's because of, like, if you have any conjoined play against the Gyrocopter, he's just really going to struggle. I mean, anything kills him. Even
Not
like 2
anything.
ticks of the battle hunger in the lane phase is kind of miserable for him. So I was just really surprised to
Dire's
see
middle tower is under attack.
the passive
Radiant's
play.
bottom tower is under attack.
Could pay off for him though. I mean, the gold difference is only 1K, which is a little surprising to me.
Nyx Assassin in good position here. Okay, this guy is very dead looking. Yeah, he is super dead looking. They just caught him with the Nyx. They see him, and they're just going right to town on him. Here comes the call. Here comes the chop. Goodbye, Mr. Crumb.
Radiant's
Please
middle
let this
tower
tower
is
fall.
under attack.
There's no way. All right, here we go.
Just like you wanted at 15 minutes.
15-minute tower.
Actually,
I
at
love it.
15 minutes, both safe lane towers died at
Radiant's
pretty much the
middle
same
tower
time.
is under
So
attack.
there you
I
go,
love it.
Lotus.
I'm very happy.
Just what you wanted. Spin Morbid Mask. Getting a very quick blink, I think that's a very good idea. It's just going to pay him nothing but dividends in a game that looks like this. They're also going to scan him and walk into him. That's not going to pay him any dividends, unfortunately. Going to use the Centaur ult to get to him quicker. Going to drop in the Dawnbreaker. Taking him a very long time to actually get the job done, but the job does get done. It feels like the Gotham team isn't really responding to this very much. Like, they really let a lot of time pass before they started calling in people here. Axe is going to get a two-man call, but unfortunately does not get the important person in this equation. This is an awesome son, and
Phoenix might turn to.
yeah.
Holy shit! I spoke too soon.
Radiant's middle tower is
I mean,
Well, turns
actually,
the
it's still
Centaur
pretty
off, but everyone
unfortunate.
else just leaves because the stuns aren't here.
And now you've wasted Phoenix ult. Yeah, it feels a little bad. It looked really good. Looked really good.
Yeah, it looked like everyone was just going to die of that, but everyone just was able to right-click away in time, because... Yeah, that was super awkward. It feels like there's some kind of comm line issue going on in the Gotham team. Like, it didn't feel like they realized what a... Because that was a very savable position for Sven, or at least a position in which they could quickly get reinforcements to bot T2, turn things around, even if it did come at the cost of his life. But it felt like they kind of waited until he was already dead to start sending in people, and then just waited and sent in, just trickled, very slowly trickled in. It kind of reminded me,
Yeah.
I was going to give this person PTSD flashbacks, it kind of reminded me of that PPM team from several seasons ago that had that exact same issue where, you know, whenever something would need to be done, one person would realize it immediately in TP, and then somebody would see the TP happen like 3 seconds in, and then finally start trickling. You've got two-man smoke here. Oh no, crap. They're going to walk right into him. He's going to be right next to Ancients and just die.
I mean, exactly how this should have been happening from 3 minutes in the game. You
It's
walk
true.
up, you maledict, you throw a Q, Jaro's dead.
Dire are scanning.
It's true. You should have sacked Sven's lane, if I'm being honest. Sven's about to get sacked right here. Got a really good cask. Dawnbreaker is going to get interrupted from her jump. This is potentially a very big death ward. Nothing's stopping it. Goodbye Cryptic. Goodbye Tristero. Gets the Centaur and the Dark Willow for free. Sven wants to come back in and then says, "Wait a minute, I have no health," and turns around.
A little too much chase, I feel like, on the Ember this game. That's twice now that they've thought about really putting some pressure on him. I'd like to see this Sven just go straight back to farming. Especially with God's strength being up, valuable farming time.
1,596 gold changes hands, mostly going to the, well, all going to the Radiant. 479 to the Dire here, which brings this gold lead up a little bit more. Okay, well, goodbye, Mr. Oh no, they whiffed the chop! Oh no, baby, that's not good.
Oh,
Oh my Copless. Such a big kill if they got it too. That's pretty sad. At the very least, during that time, someone just hitting creeps, and Gyro is chasing that, so... There's that, at least they're going to do the Tormentor here real quick.
That should be easy.
It's a little painful. Cryptic is in fact going to nearly die from it. But luckily he has Tranks. Free shard for the Dawnbreaker, that's really annoying.
Man, fastest way to throw a 4K gold lead. Right back to even.
Dire's middle tower is under
That single
attack.
fight there put the game back just that quick.
Evans Albert out on the Centaur. I mean, in fairness, the way you lose a 3K gold lead is to lose about 1,600 gold and then have them do Tormentor. So
That's fair. I think the Heaven's Halberd definitely gonna be problematic here. Supposing the Axe uses it correctly.
I'm
Dire's top
no, I don't think it is. What's he gonna do here? They have one guy who right-clicks anybody anyway.
Well, I mean, you shut down the spin damage.
You shut down the spin damage until he gets an item.
That's fair. BKB's already on the way.
And they're gonna immediately chop this Gyro, just completely falls to pieces. Dawnbreaker coming in, going immediately for the Phoenix, who is mashing that ult button as fast as humanly possible. Doesn't get anything done really with it, but in the panicked retreat Dire is making, they are going to lose the... Oh no, he doesn't have Battle Hunger yet.
This is exactly what I was talking about. The Gyrocopter dies, and the fights go to hell. There's instantly a massive lack of damage, and there's just no way. I mean, if Sven's still up, there's nothing you can do.
You have a habit of framing things in a way. It's like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why it's
I'm never
impossible
wrong.
for this team to win the game. And then it goes to, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why the other team couldn't possibly win this game.
What happened? Listen,
According to Lotus, this will be a tie. Both teams will lose.
they should probably both lose at this point. I've seen some questionable decisions. You mentioned earlier who's going to win. I already forgot. I don't see.
The winner of this match, it's the Luth team. Luth is going to win.
I don't know who that is, but I didn't do my homework.
You don't know who that is? He's been in LD2L since Season 1. He was a Season 1 champion, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important seasons were definitely Season 4, and is it 6 or 7?
I don't know, I wasn't there yet.
Obviously more significant than the others, but I think my prediction still stands. I think we see potentially 8 Gyrocopter deaths or more,
We're at 4 thus far.
and I think the minute this Gyrocopter falls, every single fight crumples.
They are close to they're close to killing the Phoenix here. Phoenix is going to Orchid the Ember, but only after he gets like stunned for an hour and a half. They're bringing in the club. Here comes Sven now. Here's the Witch Doctor ult. The jump actually misses. They have to pull in the Centaur into the middle of the fight to get rid of it, but they lose the Gyrocopter in the process. But still, the way this went out, it just went too badly for the Radiant. 1 for 5.
Gyrocopter still got off his full damage, but the positioning from him running straight into all of them is absolutely... That's wild. Luckily, he's still able to get full burst off.
Yeah, he was a source
Gyro.
of... He nearly did as much damage in that fight as the entire Radiant did. He did about half of their total output. 4,377 gold for the Dire, minus 270 for the Radiant. The lead switches back to the Cryptic side once again. But Witch Doctor just finished tags, and that's been a problem for them. That could actually... There was somebody, I think it was Games and Pizza, who's really excited for the Witch Doctor in the last series we were doing. That could actually be a really big deal, because these Witch Doctor ults have been allowed to happen almost uninterrupted in these fights thus far, and the Ags version, I cannot imagine, is going to make things better.
I mean, when you have heroes like Centaur and Dawnbringer, their stuns are very initiation oriented. So it's hard to see what's really left to cancel that Witch Doctor roll once you've already initiated.
Homing Missile, the Dawnbreaker Q, the Dark Willow stuff in particular, I think it cancels if you get a root just right under the Witch Doctor's feet. And if we don't actually have a Orchid on the Ember Spirit, which is a little interesting. I feel like we've been seeing that basically every mid this week. Oh no, Gotham!
Oh.
My Gotham griefing.
It shouldn't matter. Though.
Okay,
There'd be
yeah,
a
he's
huge
still
Witch
very
Doctor play
dead.
here.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Cropless got annihilated by the big heal here. Oh, double oh no. The Space Cowboy got stunned in front of the sun and just took his entire HP bar basically in the Phoenix ult.
Massive play. You know what? Leave the Ember. Once again, don't even worry about him. He rushed the Sanj and Yasha, non-factor in the game.
Oh, you're arguing with Professor Dota buff there.
Who's that?
He's the guy who runs Dota buff. He's like, S&Y is the most important item in the world. Buy it every game. It will turn every tide.
Stats-wise, it's great, but the Ember just lacks damage right now. I mean, he's got a Mage Slayer and an S&Y, or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. It's not like, because of how this team kind of operates, it's not like he's ever going to do that much damage because he's not going to be shooting for the axe anyway. The Sven doesn't care about that ever, and the Phoenix is like, you know, that's pretty fundamentally incompatible with how you do damage with this build, right? Like, you know, you do some big slight on Phoenix and he hits R, you know? And you have no ability to do anything about said R. You're entirely dependent on the teammates. Do that job, you're not out damaging this Finn, and you're not going after him anyway. And if you go after the axe, you die, so...
It's just a feel. I mean, Ember can be some initial catch here, but once you oh man.
They catch the Neeks in the back line. They've caught the Gyrocopter in the taunt here. Axe is going to get Yulzed, and then the Gyro ult is going to come out. The Death Ward is going to... well, I was going to say, is going to stop everybody from going in on this. Apparently not. In the pool decides he wants to go around. It does not work out. Sven pops his 9-second BKB to chase out the Ember. Just gets rid of him here. BKB is out, but oh man, look at how much damage that Phoenix is doing. Sunray almost keeps the axe up, but just barely going to fall for the only loss in this fight.
Beautiful, beautiful cast there by the Witch Doctor. Sets up to the axe stun for the call. Shuts down the Gyrocopter, and once again, easy fight. Minute Gyrocopter falls.
Yeah, this Witch Doctor does not want to hear this from me, but this is a really primo Witch Doctor game so far. Pages has been doing this very well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Phoenix gets the Shiva's Guard, just because he's not doing enough damage, I guess. I feel like they're really struggling right now with that Phoenix Orchid as well. It's doing a lot to them. They don't have any way to deal with it on the Ember Spirit. The BKB is only just now underway. They don't have any way to deal with it on the Gyro. That's, you know, it's about to be finished, the BKB on him. And the Centaur is not even, like, gonna dream of it. He doesn't have any money anyway. He's got, oh my god, he got Blade Mail. You got Blade Mail? Okay. No, it's fine. Tristero, don't buy Blade Mail against a team with Phoenix and Axe. It doesn't do anything. That does not do anything, my friend. Please don't do that. Axe has a Lotus Orb, which is just going to make it a little bit harder to keep the fist down on this team as far as like stuns and such go.
Yeah, I mean, I like it for the Dispel. I'm not super... Not really much else to get it for besides the Dispel.
I mean, that's pretty much okay. I feel like the Dispel is what you mostly get it for in most games. And it's also going to let you once in a while get a reflected double edge, which is always funny. Zero even he does have missiles, so he can reflect missile, he can reflect double edge. It can reflect the Willow, not Q, reflect the Willow E.
That's fair.
Not the biggest things in the world. Could also potentially reflect the Yules, I guess. Not the biggest things in the world, but the ability to get rid of the debuffs is very nice, and it will prevent orchids from coming out, or similar items from coming out here. Oh, it'll also get rid of the halberd from the centaurs. That's also a pretty big deal.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Gotham
clear.
chases Space Cowboy and then calls him talentless. That's not nice.
Dire's bottom tower.
The Dyer's definitely shaking. I mean, they looked at that Nyx and they just said no. They didn't even think about it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The Phoenix queuing up the shard here. Could buy it. Has bought it. It's going to make that even more of a problem. They had like one fight where they were able to just immediately clown the sun, and then since then it's been going more to the prediction where it's like they're just split badly between the sun and all the stuns around the sun that make it hard to kill.
I mean, it goes back to the draft discussion, right? Who kills the egg? If Gyrocopters can't kill the egg, there's no one left.
Yep.
Radiant structures are fortified.
This is a very brave play, just walking up Billy. He does have the Aegis. Oh, Centaur disarmed himself. That's funny. And Dawnbreaker fell on top of the Neek stun. But
Unfortunate play there. 2 ults used for Dyer.
yeah, thus far, much ado about nothing. Many skills used, very little accomplished. Radiant's gonna walk back and smoke, but nobody on the Dire actually wants to come out from behind the T3. So, okay, except for Dawnbreaker, who is very happy to come out from behind T3. So here is going to get caught by the Axe and subsequently the Nyx Assassin.
Do not be a hero, Centaur. Do not be a hero. Okay, all right.
And they're not going to get her.
Thought about it.
They probably should have waited. Okay, no, they are going to get her. It just takes everybody. Going to waste a Centaur ult trying to save her as well. That wasn't good.
That's three ults used. We're pushing high ground.
Better be pushing high ground. Well, it's 3 ults used, but sadly in the time that they use those 3 ults, all these waves turn terrible. And they're unlikely to even get to T3 by the time Dawnbreaker's back up.
When we have the
Phoenix
Aegis
is balling.
power play, level 20 on the Sven.
21 on the Phoenix. 15 on the Centaur.
It's the
Well,
same
this is going to be
value
one of those
price
farming
as
agents, as you see. They want another pick. They aren't happy with the Dawnbreaker. They want to get somebody else before they get uphill, it seems. But I don't think they're going to be allowed that. I think this lineup is more than happy to just have everyone sit uphill. Except for the Ember, which you're not going to catch. 1 minute left on the Aegis. Well, 1 minute 15, but you know, 1 minute left on the Aegis. I'm going to have to try and push all 3 waves in, but it's pretty tough. They have a lot of ability to just clear. Just desperately wanting to find guys here. Going to get the stun out on Sven. Another ult coming out from the Gyrocopter here. It's going to take Sven's first life. They're going to drop a very casual death ward and then say never mind, I guess.
Okay, at this point you need to back off. No ult from the Witch Doctor totally changes the fight.
Here comes the homing missile for the Gyrocopter. Dink. They don't care. They wanna. Oh my God! Because they got the homing missile, the Gyrocopter, but they can't get the. They can't get the ult from the. They can't get the ult out of the Phoenix, and he's just gonna go down before he's able to hit R. Goes under to 0.
Look at this Ember tickling.
Oh, poor Cryptic.
Look at that. Nyx is so comfortable with how little damage this Ember does. He's just gonna slip in there and.
Even with that kill, it's still a 4,000 gold swing nearly. 3,695 gold passes into the hands of the Dire. 224 on the Radiant, all goes to the supports. The Quarterfinals lose on that. That fight looks very... There was a good call by Axe, but that fight looks very different if Phoenix is actually able to get the ult off there. I think if he was able to get the Sun while everyone's just sitting there, you know, trying to beat on the Axe, that's a very bad fight. So good on the Cryptic team for acknowledging that and just getting rid of him immediately. Did not let him get out of the stun.
For sure. And
Okay.
no Witch Doctor ult. You can't fight us out that.
Oh, no, baby.
Beautiful. Done.
And Gotham, Gotham gets him with the double play, uses the Carapace to soak the actual damage from the homing missile, and then reflects it back just to be a dick. It'd be funny if he died of creeps or something because of that, but no such luck. Double damage on the gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter's buying the wards.
It's buying the
This guy's trying
satanic
to do it
too.
all. He's trying to 1v5 ward for his team.
Yes, he is. They're going to catch him doing that too. They're going to Centaur ult for, as far as I can tell, literally... Oh no, for a good reason, actually. Rip to Centaur.
I mean, that is a lot of disruption for Dire gone. Witch
Grease
Doctor's
out
up.
soon on the Witch Doctor.
30 seconds.
This poor Ember Spirit. He has his BKB now. At the very least, he used his 9 in the last fight. He's pretty destitute otherwise. This guy's basically an SNY and a Mantis style. Or not Mantis style, Mage Slayer. And the Dawnbreaker is ahead of the Centaur now. That's really rough. He's building a hard. He's not going to get it in the next 30 minutes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This gyrocopter has to stop doing these little rockets. I don't understand.
And it's not really like losing him anything. None of these have mattered thus far, except for the one
He did
that
get
got the
caught.
axe to call. But in the one where he got axe called as a result of it, they won the fight.
Top tower is under
So
attack.
That was not intentional. You cannot say that was intentional.
no, I mean obviously it wasn't intentional. My assertion is that it doesn't really matter thus far.
Top tower is under attack.
I just think you got to be careful. I mean, one bad rocket, and if your team isn't where they need to be, it could be a tough time.
I think as long as you have a good idea it's coming. It's kind of the thing. You've noticed every time he does it, he just starts running back to fountain. It's a little tough to do something about that, except for the first time where it really caught him blind. This is the slowest siege in history from the Gotham team. The Dire really not letting them uphill at all. Phoenix has enough to buy out his entire hags. Going to sell his bracer in order to do so.
But you got to be a little careful. That hyper carry gyrocopter at the end game.
I do
mean,
think they
it's
do
just
have
Titanic.
at least one good response to it in the axe, which is kind of bad for them. Just classic situation of relatively squishy agi carry that does more damage than their HP bar allows off of blade mail, you know?
It's fair.
So they do have some answer to that, but it is an answer that you have to set up, and it's an answer that can be disrupted by other means. So they definitely do, I think, have to be cautious about it. It's not the end of the world, it's not a doomsday clock per se, I don't think, but it definitely can be bad, and it's to their advantage to speed it up. And it's to Crim's advantage to speed it up too. He just kind of walks straight out there, I guess.
Once again, I mean, look at this. This is absurd play here from the gyrocopter. He's no fear.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
No, knew the axe was gone. Axe TB bot here to or top here to try and get the split push. We're
like
going
this
to
so
go
far.
out here. How Phoenix has ulted. Everyone is trying to get rid of the sun, but it is so slow that with the Ags, they can't actually kill it. Without the gyrocopter, oh my god, the death ward is just shredding people. But it is kind of much ado about nothing. The only people who die from that are the Neeks and the Centaur, so both teams put a lot into that fight and really didn't get anything out of it. Phoenix going for the refresher next. So Gyrocopter does have a Satanic here at this point. He's down to the 7-second BKB. Going for Daedalus next. Oh no, he almost just sent the courier right into Phoenix's face. That would have been funny. We have both the Holy Locket and the Greaves out on the Witch Doctor right now, so he's just like heal Central Station. Okay, Gyrocopter, kind of getting caught here a little bit. He's going to be mostly fine because his team is split. His team split this fight up well. Copless missed the call, griefing. And they're going to turn around on the axe. He is very dead looking. At the very least, they're going to kill the guy who did it, and they're going to maybe take out the Sven for this? No, or not Sven. They're going to maybe take out the Centaur for this, and the answer to that is no. So 1-for-1 trade there, which definitely favors the Dire both monetarily and strategically. You take 3 times as much money, and also make sure that the Radiant, once again, cannot go up here. He says his Dagon 5.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scared.
Sven is going to book to Roche, which is definitely the right place to be going right now. Crypt1c Willow. As he Yules in the Ghost Scepter is going for the Blank Dagger. We'll have that up if she wants to buy out. Which at this point is kind of a scary buy.
Yeah, I don't know if you can miss this Roche or not. Tough call for sure.
Yeah, especially when you get the Dawnbreaker map hacks. So now the Dire knows you're doing this. Now all of China knows you're here. Yeah, looks like they're giving up on it.
I don't know if I agree with that play. Gyrocopter's seeming pretty strong right now.
I think the thing is they see this Dawnbreaker here and are kind of assuming at the moment it's more than it really is. They're going to do a decent amount of damage to her, but she's still going to be able to get out fine, and they're actually going to go back to Roche. I guess that was a smart play. They just immediately, when they see the Dawnbreaker, which kind of scares them into thinking they might have the rest of the team around, they scout it out very quickly. Ember has picked up an axe, so he'll have that in the next fight. Sven has this Morbid Mask he can drop for the Aegis, which I assume he's going to do. Sven. Okay, there we go. Roche's banner on the floor. Who cares about that crap anyway?
Oh, yeah, well. Oh,
Yeah, they're going for the axe. Huge Sven stun! Oh my god, that just did so much. The Gyrocopter just got it back immediately off of the Satanic.
This is a bad
boy. No, it ain't. They had the Phoenix, and that Phoenix made it awesome. Goodbye to the Gyrocopter. Maybe goodbye to the in the pool. He's, oh my god, super low. But he just barely gets out of all the ways to die. They do have all the buys on the Cryptic team. It's gonna really suck to do that, though. I don't think they really want to do that at all.
That goes back to that Ember pick. Once again, it's not touching the egg. There's nothing he can do to help.
Phoenix pretty close to having enough for the refresher at this point. He can get it if he wants to buy. They're gonna call him the Centaur. He does have ult, so it's not an idle threat necessarily. In the pool, loses half his HP bar. And then shoves off. It's been in a bit of a compromising spot here. He's also able to get Satanic if he wants to buy out at this point. Pretty close to being able to get it even if he doesn't want to buy out. And having skirmishes here in the base of this mid T3. They're going to get the mid T3 before anything really comes of it.
I mean, there's
might be losing the... Okay, nope. Wrong guy to go for, my friends. They try to knock over the Phoenix Assassin on the backside, but really aren't able to do that. They're going to lose the Centaur Warrunner in the attempt, and that's a dieback. And Sven's going to catch the Dawnbreaker at the edge of the fight. With God's strength, that's it for her. In the pool, hits that BKB and forgets what this Axe hero does. That's okay, because Axe is not winning the fight anyway. They get the Dawnbreaker buyback, and it seems like they're happy with that as they have elected to take this time to get the hell out of the base. Gotham tries to get the die back in, but he's most likely going to be the dyer here. They're also going to take the Witch Doctor. If only he was able to survive for like one more second, I think Gotham actually would have gotten the Dawnbreaker before he went down there. They're still pursuing this. This is dangerous, man. They have the Phoenix Egg, and they still have, you know, obviously Axe still does Axe stuff, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, Gyrocopter's not even with them at this point. I don't know what they're doing, trying to chase him down.
But the Radiant didn't really call the bluff. They were, I guess, trying to absolutely secure the Satanic Sursen, and he did get it. So now he's also going to get his entire HP bar back every time he starts a fight. Gyrocopter has Shard and really one more slot. I guess two if he wants to replace his boots plus Moon Shard. The Sven is pretty done looking at this point. He just needs upgraded Blank and the Axe Crab. And the Moon Shard as well.
Yeah, these BKBs
This is
ticking
hard.
down, and the refresher orb from Phoenix is going to be really tough.
And here it is now. So he can double Radiance. The Hidden Mist says, I don't see a donate button, so how do I support Lotus gambling addiction? Good question. Lotus, your response?
Am I good to link my Cash App? Is that,
No.
well,
You're good to link my Cash App. This Roche's banner is still here!
you know, it's whatever. What does that even do?
Nothing. Finn just hit God Strength.
Uh,
Fat Finger or...
I mean, it's 60 seconds. Dyer's backed up.
That's
They
true.
just chill. It's whatever.
Oh, they want to use
this.
us.
Fostering forward. This is.
It's not that crazy. They immediately took out the Dawnbreaker, and that's most of the Dyer's fight. And Dawnbreaker has died back here. They're not going to have that for a minute.
I guess the accidental click, it just turns out to be good.
Here we go.
Only in LD2L does that play that way. Games and Pizza is claiming that if you combine 3 Roshan's banners, you get a Mega Banner.
That's true. And Phoenix just silenced the creep.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
He didn't want the creep to say anything. You know, no witnesses, right? God Strength Part 2.
I mean, they gotta get on this gyro. Just secure the gyro, and that's all you have to do.
They're going to drop a lot on the Nyx
Once again,
assassin
he's shooting
here.
these rockets. It's
Yeah,
I'm
this
not a
one might
fan.
be the... No, this one's not going to matter. They're just going to kill it before he gets there. They're going to lose this entire power play time. They don't have the Aegis. They're not going to have God's Strength by the time the Dawnbreaker comes up again. Axe has caught 2 people down here, but the rest of his team is not particularly... Okay, they're interested. They're really interested. No, big Fear Bomb from the Willow. Going to take good care of that. Phoenix is going to... Oh, look at this huge cask. Is going to guarantee the kill on the Armbreaker, on the Dark Willow, and on the Centaur. Axe is going to buy back to try and put this game to sleep. They don't actually have anything to TP, you know, nearby, but he'll be here eventually.
the positioning from Gyrocopter there totally forces Dyer to try and salvage what they can of that fight.
Dyer's top barracks has fallen.
Quick, Nix, hit E. No. And here comes the second, the Refresher Orbed. Gyro doesn't care at all.
Oh.
Gyro doesn't give a shit! Wow! That was like the most, wow. The most casual eating of a sun I've ever seen.
Dyer's middle tower is under
That's it.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
Wow, that man did not give one hoot. That man saw the sun and he said, you know, command to climb. Cryptic calls the G's. We're going home.
Dyer's ancient
Gotham said white peace. So there will be no changes to the status quo. Except the dragon will fly away. This is very early on in the season. I talked about how a lot of Krim's here. Krim is definitely, even with Law, I think he's still probably the best right clicker of creeps in the whole season, right? As far as pos ones go, farming wise, he's the tops. But the problem with Krem is that like most of his pool right now is in the trash can. Like if you look at the Krem most played, most successful heroes list, it is a who's who of 45% win rates and less, right? Like it is like just so many really, really bad heroes, and I think this is just a great example of where that can go wrong. This team almost had the right foundation to put a lot together here. But the gyrocopter was just the wrong person, the wrong place at the wrong time. It never felt like it never felt like it was good for any other reason but just the ult. And if that's all you want, you could just get the support gyrocopter, you know?
I mean, I lean more towards the Ember being the problem here.
Oof.
Doesn't deal with the Phoenix. Gyrocopter's got the damage, but you just need a little bit of utility for him. The Ember doesn't provide that. A little dinky root. I mean, if we can pan over here to the damage numbers, it's pretty obvious that the Gyrocopter did what he needed to do. But you look at the comparison between the Ember Spirit and the Phoenix, and there's a huge disparaging difference there.
I mean, the issue is that like yeah, this guy did a whole bunch of damage, but it's almost like made of glass. Like, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, he did 72,000 damage, nearly 73,000 damage, and he also died in every single team fight, basically. They almost went the whole game without winning one.
I think
Um,
that goes back to the utility. I mean, not to say that Gyrocopter isn't the problem here, but if you're going to pick this hero, you have to draft around it. And the
yeah.
Ember Spirit does not do that in this situation.
Well, I mean, it's a very simple question. Do you want to have a hero that does 73,000 damage and you need to draft around it, or do you want a hero that does 73,000 damage and you don't really need to draft that much about it? That's kind of the issue right here, you know what I mean? The Ember Spirit is a bad pick because the Gyrocopter is a bad pick. If you change the Gyrocopter in the equation, the Ember isn't really bad anymore. But either way, and between the two, it's like Ember Spirit is an okay hero that is like in the pool's like wheelhouse. Gyrocopter is in the trash bag. I know which one I'd replace. You know what I mean?
I also have to point out that the Centaur Warrunner just flops on his face this
Yeah,
game.
didn't do
Uh,
anything. Tristero is not really a three player, and in most of the other games this season, that hasn't really been because it's like I said, three is the weak role right now, right? And thus far, having a guy on three who's been kind of the weak link in the lineup has not really been punishing them. But in this game, it did like big time. In this game, it really felt bad um, having an off role on your pause three here. He really just it felt like his game sense was not where it needed to be. He's mostly a support player. Felt like the game sense was in the wrong spot and it didn't pan out. But either way, we can analyze more about this team, and we will be analyzing more about this team after the next game. See you there.